Well, hi, it's good to see you. It's Wayne here from his backyard, just doing a reflection piece today on children's behaviour. This is number 5 in the series, and the title of this would be Use It or Lose It. You know, these are extracts from Daniel Segal's book and Tina Bryson's on the whole brain child, which I've been reflecting on in the last few weeks and pulling it into my own life and watching and enhancing my skills as a dad, especially with my 2 younger children who are boys, aged 5 and 7. So use it or lose it. Now the whole principle around this is to consider the brain as 2 different components, not the left and right as we typically think about, but more of an upstairs and downstairs brain. You know, the upstairs brain is that part of the cerebral cortex that we utilize for functioning as adults, you know, to think and to have empathy, to choose wise decisions, morality issues, for example. And as children, it's difficult to do these things. It takes, you know, anything up to the age of 25, and for some of us a bit longer, to develop these skills. But if we are going to help our children, we can exercise this part of the upper part of the brain, just like a muscle when you're in the gym or doing some push-ups. So we're going to use these techniques and encourage them to grow and to mature, and therefore to have control over their lower functions, which is often the reactions and their emotions. So the 5 different strategies that I looked upon this weekend was 1, decision making. You know, get your children to make some decisions. You know, we've all had situations with children when they're leaving the house and they're getting upset for whatever reason. Maybe they want to make decisions about where they're going or what they're doing. So if you give them the option of choosing, look, do you want to ride your bike today, or do you go for a run when we go outside? Or do you want to wear your blue shoes or your red shoes, for example? Get your child to decide, and that will enhance their self-esteem and make them feel in control, and will help them in that development of their upper part of the brain. The second strategy is self-understanding. You know, when the child is a bit calmer, you can reflect on things and ask them to talk through why they did a certain thing, or why their brother or sister did a certain thing, so they can start to understand not just themselves but the people around them as well. The third strategy is controlling their emotions and body. You know, it's not an infrequent thing in our house that there's a bit of chaos going around, and there's lots of feelings and emotions and things being said that can be quite hurtful. So in order to calm our children down, we can just ask them to take a breath, you know, count to 2, or go to the room and punch a pillow if they're feeling really angry and upset. So these are very effective strategies that we find good in our household. You know, the 4th strategy is empathy. You know, when a child is empathetic towards, say, their toy or their sibling, it really demonstrates a higher level of functioning, and it's a wonderful exercise for them to exercise that growth towards being compassionate as an older child and teenager and then an adult. What a wonderful thing that is when the people around us are compassionate. The world is certainly a better place. And the 5th strategy is morality. You know, on the subjects, not just of right and wrong, you know, do you eat your food or do you not eat your food? Opportunities for them to reflect on their own actions. You know, why did they do a certain thing? And by doing this, they're learning the skill of decision making and reflection, which is really essential skills as they mature into adulthood. So there we have today. I've just reflected on 5 different strategies for helping our children develop their upper part of the brain, the cerebral cortex, which is essential to a healthy, happy life. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.